and Vishwanath. They make West Indies bowlers look like second-raters when those fellows came out here to bat. West Indies tried holder and keep voice. They had no other choice. They even tried with Newton Dow, but a shot of the sorry they bring him now. It was Gavaskar, the real master, just like a wall. We couldn't out Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. Little Desmond Lewis, also Charlie Davis, they take a little shame from out we face. But Sobers as a captain, he won plenty coaching before we cricket end up in a disgrace. Beatty here that he became a father, he catch out Holford in the cover. But when Sobers here, he too had a son, he made duck and went back in the pavilion. It was Gavaskar, the real master, just like a wall. We couldn't out Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all.
So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, on a wet Friday, good afternoon. And we want to say thanks for spending this time with us. Those of you who want to and fro work, you have chosen to give us that little ear. Today our program is 4 to 6. If you remember, on a Friday, it's particularly short. So we dive into the issues. Good afternoon, and we want to say thank you to the owners and operators of this great radio station, Mr. Neil Iwer George and his family, and as usual, by extension, his hard-working staff, who cover us and make us look like credible media journalists when we are really practitioners in our own right. So today, I am joined by Senior Matheson, but I would want to read something to you just before I introduce him, because when I introduce him, I would want him to comment and kick off play today at the course of the time. Kumbaya Will Not Save Us, written by Gavin Hero. We are gathered around the fire field, held hands, made in a circle, and sang Kumbaya. There's time for reflection, a time for prayer, a time for unity. And then there's a time to stop pretending that sitting around the fire singing Kumbaya will fix structural decay, national complacency, and strategic blindness. This is not the time. Across TNT, the signs are everywhere. They are not subtle. They are not hidden. They are shouting at us in broad daylight, yet we respond in silence, sarcasm, or selective outrage. We complain in traffic, argue on social media, forward WhatsApp voice notes, and then go right back to business as usual. Kumbaya. Let's start with the economic pressure quietly suffocating households. Increased traffic fines introduced under the banner of discipline and safety. Are we landing on citizens already struggling to survive? People are losing jobs. Businesses are closing down. Contracts are ending. The informal economy is swelling because the formal one is shrinking. The cost of living keeps climbing, but wages remain stubbornly grounded. For families, one fine is no longer an inconvenience. It's a crisis. But yes, let's sing Kumbaya. Crime remains an ever-present shadow. While there may be fluctuations in statistics, the psychology of fear persists. Communities still lock themselves in early. Businesses still close before midnight. Parents still worry about their children getting home safely. Criminal networks adapt faster than policy responses, and while enforcement efforts exist, long-term strategy often feels reactive rather than deliberate. Yet somehow, we convince ourselves that things will work out. Kumbaya. Our health system groans under pressure. Clinics are overcrowded. Hospitals are understaffed. Chronic illnesses are rising. Mental health struggles are becoming more visible. Yet, less supported, burnt out, emotional, psychological, and financial is becoming the national condition. We are tired as a people, but instead of addressing the root causes, we normalize dysfunction. Sing softly now. Together, Kumbaya. Then there's the physical environment, the overgrown grass, the abandoned recreation grounds, and the neglected compounds in institutions that once symbolized order and pride. This is not merely an aesthetic issue. Neglect sends a message. Overgrowth breeds disorder. Disorder signals abandonment. Abandonment invites criminality, hopelessness, and decay. The broken window theory didn't retire. It simply got ignored. We sympathize with those who lost jobs and contracts, and rightly so. Empathy matters, but civic responsibility cannot disappear along with employment. When everything looks abandoned, people begin to behave accordingly. Still we hum, Kumbaya. I'll read one more paragraph for you. The economy remains vulnerable, over-reliant, under-diversified, and exposed to external shocks. Youth employment, skills mismatch, brain drain continue to hollow out at our future potential. We talk endlessly about innovation, diversification, and transformation, but action often lags behind rhetoric. Planning cycles change with political winds, not national necessity. Still we gather around the fire. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Serious nations don't drift. They plan, they prioritize, they execute, they measure, they correct. They prepare for worst-case scenarios while hoping for the best. They do not confuse optimism with strategy or faith with irresponsibility. This is not a call for panic, it is a call for sobriety. We need strategic thinking across governance, national structures, economic, public health, environmental management, civic culture. If all we do is keep singing Kumbaya, one day soon we may find ourselves asking how we ended up here, unprepared, unprotected, and out of time. The fire is burning. Now is not the time to sing. Now is the time to act. Good afternoon, Senior Matheson.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to all our audiences, all those who are listening to us, wherever you are. And I keep reminding persons, those of you who are new to this program is the third umpire. And this program in particular, we analyze what is said in the news, we analyze what are there to be analyzed, what is in the know, and we look at it from two sides. We look at because it's a cricket show, we look at the government critically as the batting side and the bowling side, the bowling or fielding side, the opposition. So when I listen to this article, it mirrors a lot of what we talk about on this program all the time. It mirrors a lot of what I would have said yesterday if you were listening to me. And it, to a large extent, says something. I mean, I have a lot to say today, but the article is really, I don't want to say symptomatic of, it speaks a lot of what is happening in society today, how the government, how the batting side is batting, not much different from the bowling side. And he said something, if we are a serious nation, all serious nations would usually plan. And I've been talking about planning and strategic planning for a country, and not planning for 5 years or planning just to survive for the period, the term of office, but planning strategically to take the country to the next level. And today I really like for us to, probably with the callers, for us to analyze this whole situation, not just the traffic situation, but development in Trinidad and Tobago, the fact that we do have the revenue to do certain things, and the fact that we are in a suffocating kind of, shallow place, where we just looking for straws to hang on to survive, and that is a problem. We shouldn't be there. Even in the situation that we are in today, there are things we can do if we critically think to get out of this. But these are things we would analyze today. These are things we would look at in a more critical way, and I would like to hear what the public have to say about it also. I have some ideas. It's not different from what I've been saying since the beginning of this program, but I'd like to hear what you have to say about it.
Well, I am very critical of the situation, and as umpires, we umpire matches and we see the mistakes and the errors that teams make. And this batting side is making a lot of unforced errors.
I said that yesterday.
Unforced errors, chasing wide ball, swinging at things they shouldn't be swinging at. Sometimes one player is stuck in the wicket, no runs scoring, fixing their clothes, fixing their pads, gazing, warming up, showing the muscles. This is a cricket match. You have to bat, you have to score runs. And I am not too satisfied that this batting team, after beginning very slow, very consistent, things have now become stagnated. And I am afraid, because often enough we watching this cricket game for a while, that tells you somebody going to out. Often enough, these unforced errors come right before a wicket. Now, the bowling side don't really have it all together, we know. Good. But they bowling.
Well, I see the bowl some ball yesterday or sometime today. I saw it in the newspaper.
Yes, come home.
Come home.
Yes, come home.
So, I mean, they're trying to wake up the support, the
pavilion. Yeah, and they beating the bongo drum.
Yeah, the bongo drum beating.
And we know the bottle and spoon.
Yeah, and have a little election in Tobago. So
the rhythm section warming up.
You waiting to see how the that is a practice match in
Tobago. That is a little test match. That's a little warm up. Then the nets in Tobago is the nets.
Yeah.
We will see how things perform.
Tobago is the nets. And next year for the local go be the
correct.
The T20.
T20, right? That's a T20.
And then we'll go for the test match.
And then we'll go for the test match.
So we'll see how the match.
But analyzing this batting side, I must register my uttermost disappointment. My utmost disappointment with how things are at present. Now, to be fair, in a test match, there's a time to make mistakes.
I like where you're going.
There's a time to make mistakes. And
they make any mistake in the right time, by the way.
That is what I was going to say. Don't make it when you're 99.
Yeah, they make any mistake.
Because when you make it at 99,
we can start falling.
We might be wearing red the next day.
Yeah,
if you make it at the wrong time, we might all be wearing red the next day. So there's a time to make errors. And
we feel the errors falling in the right timing.
Correct.
Wickets could fall, but I mean,
be it as it may,
Trinidadians don't forget them wicket fall.
Yes. These errors are affecting members of the public and the pavilion.
And they can have debilitating effects.
Correct.
On the team, because you know sometimes when a wicket fall, 3-4 fall after
match. Listen, the pavilion could mash up the game now.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
The pavilion could say, "Listen, now, man, we ain't pay for this, you know. We pay with money to see cricket, good cricket. You stand up by the wicket, posing, fixing your clothes, looking in the mirror, liking yourself, talking about how nice you are. That is not why the members of the pavilion pay to come in to see this test match. Not at all. Good. And it can't be error after error. This is not table tennis. This is red ball cricket. Good. And one wicket often leads to another. And that wicket leads to another. It come like the West Indies, and all of a sudden, they side out.
All of a sudden, we don't bowlers.
We don't the bowlers. Night watchman come in.
Yeah, we know that.
So this is very troubling.
But I want to start by saying, I mean, you know, two things. Two things I've said very early up in this program when we just started. And I just want to revisit them because it is so indicative of, you know, what we're seeing today. And it reflects a certain kind of malaise, not just with the batting side, but with the bowling side, right? And the first thing, and Gavin Hira would have hinted to it also, because to me that is, you see, strategic, planning strategically, to me, I'm a consultant.
Yes.
And this is what I do, right?
Yes.
So I can tell you that, you know, if you show me a company that not doing the right kind of planning, and you can show me a company that doomed to fail, or will not realize what you know, any road will take you anyway, because you didn't plan to go anywhere.
Yes.
Right? And the thing is, any serious company or any serious country, right? And don't think the US don't do it, but we're talking about places like China and Singapore and these places, they plan. They don't plan for 5 years. They plan for 30 years ahead of where they want to see the country. And there's detail, by the way. And they legislate it. So it means that leader come, leader go, we know this is the track we're on and this is the track that we will follow. So that's one of the things that we had to start thinking about, planning, so that we will end up somewhere, and we will end up where we think the nation or where the country wants us to go. So if you plan for education, you know the kind of people you have to train, you know where you will be given grants, the kind of people will be given grants, or the kind of studies you'll be given grants for. You plan for whatever. And so I want to just dovetail all of this to the transportation system in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know if you remember, we spoke about system, and I'm seeing the works minister was in China recently. She was in Dubai before, the UAE, and I suppose she may be going some other places. But all these countries where she's going, these are highly developed places, more developed, I would say, than what you would see in the US. And these places have what you would call, these places have sometimes application that you could put on your phone that could develop your whole country. But if you look at where the Belt and Road initiative is going and how it is progressing, right? And I know we may have some impediments with respect to that because we have the issue with America and America not wanting China to develop itself in a certain kind of way in this part of the hemisphere. But you see this traffic, this road traffic and this system that we have with national transportation and that kind of thing, those things can be fixed in a few years if you just allow those people with their technology to do it, and they will do it for free. You don't need no money to do it, because they will do it, they'll run it for 30 years or how much, and then they'll give it back for free. Right? They will make their money and then they will go. Some will say, well, if you do that, you're selling out your sovereignty, you're selling out your country, and that is nonsense. You know why it's nonsense? Because take any loans that the IMF or the World Bank or whoever will give you, is selling out your country too, because you will live, your country will suffocate while you're trying to pay back that. Right? And so I see that kind of development, or that kind of the invitation to development, is better than what we understand as what we do before, going to the IMF and going to the World Bank for money to do these things. Because clearly, Trinidad and Tobago is in a place where you wouldn't wish that we be. We just don't have the money to do certain things. And therefore, we have to think this thing through. So we have to plan it out, and we have to think how we have to explore other initiative, other kind of developments to get to where we need to get. Right? So I'm saying that these are things that even with the identification system, even with the kind of road traffic violations people commit and how you identifying people, you don't need to have this set of 100 police on the highway stopping cars and peak hours and that kind of thing. You could figure that out from your app on your phone and charge people accordingly and let people move safely and swiftly on the road how they need to move, right? So all these things we talking about here, by the way, you know, tickets by camera for breaking light and thing, that was in Venezuela since in the 80s, you know.
Venezuela?
Yes, since in the 80s.
Where they just hold Maduro?
Yeah, that technology was in Venezuela since in the 80s. I remember that. You drive on the highway, two things, or you break a light, you get a ticket in the mail.
Which means they could fine you.
Of course. And there are 34 million people, or was 34 million people. We 1.4 million people. We playing the kind of money we spend in this country. I think
somebody get rich.
Yeah, people get rich, but we are jokers. Clearly, we're not thinking. But I'll leave the rest for you to say, and
no,
I want to hear what
you know. We read in school about industrialization by invitation.
By invitation.
But most times, the context in which it was given to us, it was a bad context.
It was a bad context.
A bad thing. We heard about all the countries with the economic and industrial relations stability.
So while they're saying it was bad, they outsmarting us with loans. While they're saying it was bad, they outsmart. And that's what they was doing is what they're accusing us by doing with invitation.
I remember having a conversation with a consultant recently. And he was saying, but I thought all they wanted 100% local contractors. Then all they realized is a mafia.
Is that mafia?
Because out of the contractors, is really about only 5 that could do certain things.
And they'll still hire the foreign ones, or they'll try to do it and mock it up.
Yeah, and they still strangle what it is, the bulk of state contracts. So it is funny that we see these things as unprogressive, and we've been made to, it's like the IMF. The IMF has been demonized, and I don't agree with that, because the IMF is a lender of last resort. You have to go to the IMF, and the IMF doesn't come to you, you know.
Well,
and when you borrow my money, sir, like any bank, it has rules.
Well, the IMF do come to you.
In what way?
The country report, well, countries like Trinidad and Tobago, where to a large extent we have loans and we depend on certain forecasts and certain kind of systems to tell us whether or not we could borrow or we can't borrow. The IMF is always there.
Well, it's a lender of last resort. That is my point. You want my money on a particular terms and conditions, and that is a rule. Now, if the conditions are favorable to those terms, well, then it's up to us to do our work. But the point being that you said it best just now. Somebody fooling somebody.
Somebody fooling somebody.
Because this is no longer rocket science. This is no longer rocket science. I was watching the 2 chips, Willow and some other name of the chips that the Americans have in California, that they say
the Chinese want.
Yes, and it can potentially decrypt cryptocurrency, which is powerful. They also say
the time on his ship.
Yeah, they say it will also bypass the padlock that you have on WhatsApp that says that this conversation is encrypted. It will make that make joke. The point I'm trying to make is that the technology is out there, and the gap. There are things that can close the gap. Yet we keep turning our blind eye to things and keep with the same rhetoric. What is our excuse? So I want to throw to the callers today, because the next hour we have some bills to pay and some disruptions, etc. in the flow. So I want to go straight to the callers, and I want you to rate this batting performance for me as it is today. But before you call, I want you to listen to the ratings. I want you to listen to 10, which is a very good match. 7, you hopeful. 5, it's so-so. That's a thing Trinidadians use, so-so. It kinda. 3, it's very shaky. Think shaky. The wicket, the batsman looking shaky. This team looking shaky.
The wicket sticky.
Sticky. And 0 is poor.
Right. But
Poor.
you don't think it will be unfair at this time? Match now starting, just about 3 overs bowling.
No, I
don't.
I don't think so.
If you look at 5 years,
I don't think so because
9 months.
I believe.
Okay, let me say that 50 over match.
But
let me say about 8 overs.
No, I believe you can access the game at any point.
All right.
It is what conclusions you draw.
So you're looking at trajectories.
Yes.
Okay.
You can access the game at any point.
All right. Okay.
Good. And to me, that is where you improve.
Yeah.
If your assessment is real, if you're able to say, listen to me.
But let me hear what
the callers say. So we have 10 a very good performance so far. 7 you're hopeful. 5 it kinda. We're using that. It's so-so. 3 it's shaky. Things looking shaky, boy. It early still, but it looking shaky. You understand? Or 0 poor. Good afternoon, caller.
Hi, good afternoon to the Empire. Very happy to hear you all this evening. So good afternoon to each of you all and also partner Samoya. To answer your question, Mr. Rolex, how would I rate this current administration overall? If I had to choose a number, I might give a 6 plus.
Okay.
Progressive to 7. And reason being, now, in all honesty, as probably most citizens, but I haven't had the opportunity or be able time to commit to study in detail everything about them. But why I say 6 plus, with the comment you give, obviously they taken over policies and mechanisms from our last 10-year period under another leadership. So if they go in and they objectively identify in what may have been going wrong, what needs to change, it might take some time for it to operate. They address a major issue. I mean, I don't know how much. Well, the Minister of Homeland Security and also Minister of National Security, but we always say TTPS is an independent body, but they have been addressing a major pillar that needs to be addressed before we could treat with any type of economic development, which is national security. They have made some good strides in that, so we're happy to hear that. But I would say a very focused 6 plus, because now we would need to hear what are they tell us about the revitalization plan, so we might need to hear a bit more about that, how we all could work towards that.
All right, caller, let me hear somebody else.
Closing out. If they have plans to maybe enter the tourism industry branch off from the traditional oil and gas and other positive initiatives. Thanks for the time. I'll continue to listen.
So that caller is, it's now 6.5, so he's 7. He's hopeful. And nothing is wrong with that. That's his assessment.
That's where I will go to. I will go on and say.
He says he's hopeful. No, I have serious questions for you hopeful folks. Because your hope might be comparison with 9 years ago. And I don't think that's a fair comparison. Because 9 years ago, it's gone. This is a fresh bat inside. So I take in my victim as I find him. So call us on 3420081. 3420081. Let's see. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon. Hi, good afternoon, umpires.
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, good afternoon, sir. We're here.
Mr. Lakota.
Yeah, I don't know who. Yeah, good day, umpire matters. I do not know who behind the stumps and who doing patrol at square leg. Anyhow, nice topic. But let me start. I believe the batting team was given a bad wicket to bat on, an uneven wicket, and poor lighting and all the conditions poor for good cricket. So we have to put that into context. Right? We have a lot of we have a lot of people in Trinidad commenting. The same set of commentators that recycling, and when they watch at their contribution, it's nothing. It's just everybody looking for a work. Right? Nobody not coming up with anything to develop the country. I mean, you're all trying, small as how it is with this talk show, right? But I'm fed up getting up here in the morning and the same set of people recycling. And when you watch what they're saying, their contribution is nothing as far as development administration and the progress of this nation is concerned. Right? So that is one of the things I'm thinking.
They're not giving the nation solutions like we are.
At all. And the same sort of, you point out, through that, I don't watch TV and think much and think again. It's the same sort of people who get up in the morning and they contribute. And people like me and others who can make contribution, we are just in Banwas, according to Mr. Pandey, but that means we're in the wilderness and we do not get no opportunity to do nothing. And we have a set of people playing they are the top brains or the finest mind in the country. And at the end of the day, their contribution is nil. Or their contributions are nil. And I'm not ashamed to say that our political intelligence internship from the university, right, is nothing. In fact, I was reading an article about 2 or 3 days ago where one junior lecturer was saying, the election in Tobago is based on the marginal seats, and his delivery was based on the fact that one seat in Tobago was won by 5 by the TTP the last time, another one by 20 votes. And I said, Bobby, you do not do that. You have to conduct a proper poll based on demographics to come up with that. You just cannot say because a party win by 20 seats, they may lose this time around, with no empirical evidence. And when I watching these things, I just say, boy, man, we really going through it. Thank God for people like Atalouis who made contributions in the Caribbean, and we still had industrialization by invitation. What are the people in the know doing? But everybody in front of Mike when the day come, right? And doing what? Is a fact everybody looking for work, Mr. Matheson, Umpire Matheson. And that is all. They're looking to gain prominence, and the country just going down day by day. No solutions. Yeah, but anyhow, I predicted, and I told my analysts, I predict there will be a whitewash in Tobago, right? And one, because of what they call negative entropy. And what I'm saying, I listen to the slogan of the TPP party. And the slogan is Tobago is we. And that will tell you the Tobagonians will come out in a mass, right? To bring our victory for their island. And that is where it will come. They will support anybody go against that TTP party will lose. Yeah? Right? So you have negative entropy, and then you have the prevalence of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Tobago. A groundswell of support for the TTP. So I'm here listening, and I'm sure by Tuesday night, if I will listen to the end after the result. And I'm sure my predictions will come true. And I'm talking about, I am not talking Rumshop talk, I am talking as a participant observer. I didn't know poll, but I have enough knowledge to know what that result will be, unless something drastic happens between now and Monday, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Mr. Matheson and Mr. Rolex, you all keep up the tempo, and let us try and make this place a better playing field for whoever batting teams coming out to bat in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
thank you.
That's what I have to say.
Yeah, I agree with you, Paula, 100.
So rate this innings. I know he went on to make little predictions in Tobago, but we want to deal with Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
We want to give Tobago its show. When is the election? Tuesday?
Monday.
Mm-hmm. Well, we want to deal with Tobago Monday. We doing predictions live. We're not taking bets, so nobody calling in and wager no bet. We have no money.
In fact,
there's not scratch.
In fact, by 7 o'clock Monday, we should have a good idea how good.
Correct. We will analyze it on the field, but we're talking about this innings here with this side. How do you rate it?
But the caller made a very good. He made a lot of sense with what he said, right? For starters, let me fair. This batting side started off with a wet wicket, very wet wicket, on a very wet wicket. They didn't do good preparation on that under that Martin. That the wicket was wet.
And what happened to that?
Right? But so
We have no control over pitch conditions, so I don't like that argument.
Alright, so
That argument applies to both sides. That is a factor, and that might be a factor here, but remember our show is with Gavaskar. Gavaskar, they say good Tendulkar, Lara. It runs.
okay.
So this team has to perform. I'm not letting them off the hook because it have a little patch and it has some zooty somewhere. It has some picker. We know it have picker. We know that the outfield wet too. We know you could slip. Running down the wicket, you could slip. We know that. I agree. But I'm not letting them off the hook. I having them accountable. So you tell me when you call. You tell me when if it's 10 out of 10. Or you're 7, you're hopeful. You're middle of the park. So you're still watching it too early to call. That'll be that call. Tell me. 3 it's shaky. Or 0 poor. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, gentlemen, and good afternoon, dear listeners. You're asking how the innings going?
Yes, sir.
If I had my way, I'd blow off the game. I'd blow off. I'd blow off the game.
You're asking your umpires to blow off the game.
So early? No, I had to say so early in the innings.
we using Duckwood out. Now if you use Duckwood, they go win or not?
They never go to watch a match and vex they go to watch the match.
Yeah, but I know it's true.
It's almost like you can predict the results. And I would have blow off the game.
Yeah.
I'm so vexed with these leaders on both sides because it has certain mistakes you just ought not to make it. It's not children we're talking about.
I agree.
Right? And the thing is, it's not adults who uneducated. But it appears that they're so educated that they reach to the point, when things get too ripe, it is rotten.
You're right.
That is what going with the education that they have.
You're right.
Because it appears that every single thing that's supposed to be good for the country in terms of the wider population is a challenge.
Saying the whole basket of goodwill, they're losing it then.
Of course.
Yeah.
The only reason why and that is my opinion, I believe the only reason why some good things coming out is because some people kind of still care a little bit about their image. But really and truly, if you have the eyes to see through certain things, you will be able to detect what are their genuine intentions, what are their real intentions.
Caller, we're going to a break right now. Call us back right after the break. All right?
No.
So we're going.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Nature's Touch Massage Therapy and Nutrition and Nature's Touch Youth Health Caravan invites you to join us live on the Street 919 FM every second and fourth Friday morning from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We are located at number 3, 7th Avenue North via the Eastern Main Road, Barataria. For further information, please call or WhatsApp the numbers 3988282 or our office numbers 241-7568 and 310-8671. Remember, at Nature's Touch, your health is our responsibility.
Building dreams, delivering excellence. That's McClatchy Construction Company Limited. Since 2008, McClatchy Construction has grown into one of Trinidad and Tobago's most trusted names in construction. From residential homes to large-scale commercial and industrial projects, we bring integrity, innovation, and professionalism to every endeavor. Our services include general contracting, design and build, construction management, restorations, renovations, structural steelworks, infrastructure development, home construction, and equipment rental. Whatever your vision, we have the expertise to bring it to life. With over 17 years of proven experience and a portfolio of landmark projects, More than 70% of our work comes from repeat clients, a true testament to our quality and reliability. For trusted construction solutions, contact McClatchy Construction Company Limited at 221-5405 or 222-5897 or via email. admin@mcclatchyconstruction.com. McClatchy Construction Company Limited, building strong foundations for a better tomorrow.
The Lion Brand always had a plan, giving great taste all across the land. Pelori fry, bake roti and doubles too, made with great taste just for me and you. All through the year and all season, the Lion Brand is the reason. When the Lion Brand in the kitchen, we know to mix and move, we're gonna mix and move.
This carnival season, mix and move with the Lion Brand of products, the power behind our great taste traditions.
With the Lion Brand.
Rhythms of Truth, a Kaiso story. The grand opening of the world's #1 Calypso tent, Kaiso Showcase 2026. Friday, 23rd January, 8 p.m., Naparima Bowl, San Fernando. Be prepared for a night of Calypso in all its forms. Social, political commentary, humor, pan, chutney, and suggestive sounds. Featuring performances by Queen Victoria, Lady Adana, Pharaoh, Mr. Shaq, Daddy Chinese, Eunice Peters, Calissa Charles Mapp, Alicia Richards, Hail Drago, Mr. Mac, Nicholas Lucas, Rivaldo London, Lady Tornish, Carice Pascal, Dijuba, Roxy Singh, Queen Voice, Brother Ramkey, Cassie, Miss Ross, Empress, Medic, Greg, Mr. Lee, Fire Rain. Guest performances by Dev, Durango, Brio, and Raw Tour. Your MC, Damian Melville. Music by Razor Sharp, Chorus, Kaiso Flames. Tickets, advance $200. At the door, $250. Available at Roast and Toast, Superior Street, San Fernando. Athletes by the Park, Tubo South Central Office, Mezzanine Floor, Skinner Park, San Fernando. And from executive members. For more information, call 653-5732. Don't miss Rhythms of Truth, a Kaiso story. See you there.
What are you doing? Crunchnival at KFC is so special to all our we. Like we need blood and we vein, we need KFC again and again. Start to crunch down now. Start to crunch with your crew, look they touch down now. KFC time to wave and just bite down now because it's Crunchnival.
What are you doing? Do what you want with the crunch, don't fight it. KFC, Carnival, when you bite it. Flavor, thicker, like rocket. It's a Crunchnival with the baddest. Look at it. Bada ding, bada boom. Make best, make room. The steam finger licking. It's a Crunchnival. The KFC chicken joy carnival and every crunch with KFC. When the taste moves your waist, you know it's Crunchnival at KFC.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
This carnival season, come hungry and leave in love. Welcome to Flavor, a carnival culinary experience like no other. Every evening, the Queen's Park Savannah transforms into a vibrant village of food, culture, and celebration. Taste the best of Trinidad and Tobago with local street food, gourmet chefs, live cooking demos, cultural performances, and family-friendly experiences, all in one place. Join us at Flavor Village, Queen's Park Savannah, every day from 4 p.m. TNT, you're gonna love this.
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
Play away, break away, play away. 1, 2, 3, go. There's a bigger prize than the money nice in the play away, break away. We betting hard and we betting hard in the play away, break away.
It's Bacchanal in the play away breakaway. Win up to 30-1 on the base, 130-1 with the Juve ball, 135-1 with the steel pan ball, and 150-1 with the soccer ball. Wager on at least one mega mix option for a chance to bring
Listen over. Please play responsibly.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM every Friday from 9:15 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. with Kingdom Health Services, situated at number 125 to 186 Eastern Main Road in Tunapuna. For the program Health and Healing, merging the old with the new, with Mr. Brent Diet. For more information, call 318-7471 or 484-0141 or 360-4100. It's all about Kingdom Health Services on the Street 919 FM.
Get ready to immerse yourself in the vibrant rhythms and the joyous spirit of sweet calypso. Join us for an unforgettable experience at the semi-final round of the Calypso Monarch competition. This is Calypso Fiesta. 40 Calypso stars will compete on the Skinner Park stage. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmonies. Mark your calendars. Saturday, February 7th, 2026. Join us at Skinner Park in San Fernando for an afternoon of pure Calypso magic. Showtime 2 p.m. Tickets available on islandetickets.com or call us at 623-9660. Don't miss out on a chance to experience the rhythm and joy of the Caribbean in 2026. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmony. This is Calypso Fiesta.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from Kings Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
This carnival season, come hungry and leave in love. Welcome to Flavor, a carnival culinary experience like no other. Every evening, the Queen's Park Savannah transforms into a vibrant village of food, culture, and celebration. Taste the best of Trinidad and Tobago with local street food, gourmet chefs, live cooking demos, cultural performances, and family-friendly experiences, all in one place. Join us at Flavor Village, Queen's Park Savannah, every day from 4 p.m. TNT, you will love this.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Trinidad and Tobago, get ready for words, wit, and raw lyrical fire. It's Kaisorama 2026, the ultimate extempo and freestyle competition where only the sharpest minds survive. On Monday, February 2nd, the battle begins at Radisson Hotel with the preliminary round at 7 p.m. Watch the nation's best extempo giants go head-to-head, thinking fast, rhyming faster. Then it all comes down to the grand final on Tuesday, February 10th, 7 p.m. at Napa. One crown, one champion, pure lyrical mastery. Think you have what it takes? Registration is now open until Friday, January 30th at all Tuco offices. Tickets, preliminary $150, grand final $250. Don't miss the clash of culture, creativity, and calypso brilliance. Kaisorama 2026, where lyrics rule and legends are born.
And we're back. And we were talking about the innings being played here in Trinidad right now. We will talk about the Tobago 50 over on Monday. Dr. Wakanda says, I'm holding this government accountable. I would rate this government as 2. He said they will get a Kobo sweat. The way they're batting, it looked like the side might be down soon. That is in the pavilion, you know. That is what he's saying. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Rolex and Mr. Matterson. I look at this government and, you know, probably have been in the game for a long time. I would give them a 5. And I am saying that I expected much more, and I expect down the road, I expect improvement over time. Yes, you won't have to take into account, you know, the conditions under which they took office, what they had to deal with and whatnot. But I'm seeing some of the batsmen again. You have the batsmen, they're very, very shaky. Very, very shaky. Look, I just want to make someone example.
You give them 2 points less than what I give them. I give them 7.
But I listen to me, man. These people have to work, you know. I don't know as I'm a stickler for hard work. And what I'm saying here is my expectation. For example, the man in agriculture, I don't know what he's doing. I don't really have a plan. And I hear in the media say they're trying to get in contact here and sign his phone and all kind of nonsense. And that is a key position in terms of diversification and all that kind of thing. The last thing I heard from him is that he had some coconut plants from Brazil and gave out to some people to plant. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how organized they are, because I believe that if you have their coconut plants from Brazil, you have your extension officers and whatnot in agriculture. When you give out who you give out the plants to, and after you follow it up, and after probably 12 months you go to see what is whether in fact there's some progress or improvement in the plants and whatnot. You don't give plants. I hope they didn't give plants to just people. John, you want a plant? Harry, you want a plant? So I don't know what he's doing, and nobody is calling on him, and people have to. I don't know what he's doing. I can't remember his name as a matter of fact. I cannot remember his name. So I'm saying that, yes, it's early yet in the game. Yes, we know the conditions under which you took office. But I'm saying that you have to give some indication to the population, and you must satisfy me that you mean business. Right?
Yes.
And I ain't seeing that.
Yeah.
And there are other areas too that I'm not seeing. I think Saddam, where he is, he's doing relatively all right. What's the problem with respect to, I look at the basket. Padarak, you have a lot of water problem and people crying out for water. One thing I want to talk about, when the economy is as it is, as we witnessed in 1986, people on edge, unemployment, people irritated, they easily, and you made mention of the opposition calling on people to come back home.
Yeah, caller, we're going for a short drinks break, so you call us back again. We're going for a short drinks break again.
All right.
Clear the way and turn the volume up to the max. It's time for the Soca Pick of the Day, sponsored by NLCB.
Make the jam in style. Via rain. I can feel it in the air, the mood of the atmosphere, telling me carnival is near. Time to get myself in there. Early in the morning, I done feel the vibe and falling. Juve, more.
And that is your Soca Pick of the Day. Keep it locked right here for more of the biggest hits and the sweetest vibes, sponsored by NLCB.
Option for a chance to break away with bigger playway prizes this carnival. It's a bigger prize than the money nice in the playway breakaway. We betting hard and we betting hard in the playway breakaway. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
We keep putting the cart before the horse. The proverbial putting the cart before the horse. So you have increased the traffic fines, but people have less means and mechanisms by which they could be paid. And the existing systems break down. The fact that you still have this large crowd and all these long lines outside says to me that you need to fix the system first. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I just want to take over from, because I was very much annoyed with this traffic business and the way the administration of the whole thing. And, you know, it's worrying because I think people would have, and if you have young, I always believe, if you have inexperienced men, you have young people who don't even understand public administration. You have people who never been in government before. And the fact remains is that, yes, get people with the experience. You have, I just suggesting that. You have people who have the experience like Rambachan and them fellas. Bring to help those people. They need help. Because you can't always talk about these public servants within the ministries itself and department. And let me tell you something, I'm talking from experience, you know. They would control a weak minister. And if you understand, if you read the British system with ministers, they tell you that you have to have, so in that regard, you have to get people to help them. You can't leave him there because they would manipulate him. And this is what I suspect been happening there, because that way went on there, man. There's a big blunder. And as you said, the cat before the horse. These things, I mean, you know, you have to avoid these things because people believe over time that you don't know what you're doing. So I get them aside. And as I said, I look at Munilal. I think he's doing good, well so far. I can speak to that. Well, Jolene John, I can't say too much because I don't know. I haven't seen anything on probably she's working quietly, but I know she's good. So I really pick business with her too much. But they need to up the tempo. And I'm going back to 2010, when you had people like Dukaran, who was in charge of, he was Minister of Finance. And when he was there, he was sticking. Things weren't going and people were getting very angry and that anxiety. And the Prime Minister had to move him out. Because you have to perform. If you can't perform, they're good at academia. But in terms of performing, running a ministry and that, they may not have that skill. They may not be able to do so. And you as a Prime Minister, you're head of the cabinet, you have to know the people around you. You must be able to judge. Otherwise, everything will fall apart. So I give them a
You got to be able to feel the pulse of the nation.
Yes,
as
all
a
that.
politician. And
yes.
somehow I'm not feeling like the kind of like feeling that now.
And then that, exactly, because this is it. You have to, let me tell you something. You have to get the pulse of the people on the ground. You have to know these are the things you get a pulse.
It's a delicate balance.
Yes. And just so you have to navigate that, the difficult times and the in. Understand, you have to learn from previous governance. You look at 86, you look at your period 2010 to 2015. And when things started, people started to drift away from you, you know. People started to move away from you. You have to these people have to get the act together. Either get into a retreat or something, or the minister has to tell them, look. But I'm saying they get people to work. You have Rambachan and those people with experience. You have other people who have done well. Let them work with these people in this difficult time.
don't leave it there. You can't make mistakes. You can't blunder your way into success. Thank you.
Thank you, Kola.
Well, for me, this is quickly turning into kakistocracy. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon. Yes, gentlemen. Good afternoon again. Yeah, where I left off. Poor batting, poor bowling. Poor batting, poor bowling. As I say, there are certain mistakes that we ought not to be making so late in the game. Well, though these batting people now start speaking about the amount of experience that they have playing this game called cricket. Some of the errors that we continue to see is one of the reasons why I would have just blow off the game and then away with it. Right?
I now understand what you're saying. Poor batting and bowling.
Blow off the game mean what? Mean what? Give up? Give a call election or you're talking about?
A fresh start with 2 new sides.
Oh.
2 new sides.
Okay.
These people need to come and sit down in the pavilion and learn how to play cricket.
But you know, all of them coming from the same well. Everybody coming from the same well. It's a small pond in Trinidad, you know.
Well, something wrong with the well, boy.
Will you back your British passport? Thank you, caller. Thank you.
No, I'm done, Mr.
All right, go ahead.
Some of the reasons why the batting side continue to lose points, too much loose ball they run down. And you see, the thing is, we have so much years of being in politics. What is the whole fetish about making sure the maximum amount of MPs become ministers? We supposed to be the stage where we're looking for professionals to run ministries in a hope that the ministries and them turn around and run efficiently. So maybe that even if you lost power, the person would have done such a good job that the next party coming in might keep the person to run the ministry because they're doing a terrific job. Every MP wants to be a minister. I bet if you offer them a heart surgeon job, they might take that and all too. All you need to do what MPs ought to be doing, which is representing your constituencies. And the only way you could properly do it is to go back to holding the consultations all you was holding while all you was in opposition. And get a feel of the place that you're really representing and the people that you ought to represent. And do a proper job.
But some will say, Kola, that when you vote a government in office, you vote a government in office to work for you. Now you are no longer you no longer have the say that you had on election day, and the fact is you're not seeing what they are seeing. So and I'm just saying this because it is what the argument may be on the other side. What they experienced when they went in there, they probably didn't know it was at the level it was. And they have to take evasive action to be able to deal with certain things. It's just that we are seeing it, that it looks to us as very insensitive. It looks to us as decisions made in abeyance, decisions made without proper thinking, but maybe they are left with no other alternative. I don't know. But I don't know, boy. Something had to give. The thing is, we're still seeing plaster on sores. We're still seeing that you're not thinking outside the box. And the caller before said that he not too sure what Julian John is doing. I'm seeing Julian John is doing a lot of traveling, and maybe she's going in the direction that I am thinking, which is where she should go. And we hinted to that earlier on, but we're still not hearing anything as yet.
A couple of things they said there, right? And let me accept all those factors. What I'm saying is, Mr. Matheson, after all these years in politics, when all these politicians ought to understand what is the responsibility of an MP, the challenges they might face, the heavy workload. How do we get around to making an MP, right, a minister, especially when we have to experience things like you're blowing in a plastic bag to hand to the media, right? Or the world hearing from Venezuela how the deal is off, but all you coming and offering a different thing. We didn't know all you open a ministry of lies also. You mean you cannot find the right words to tell the nation, okay, we have a joint operation with America or whatever, and we can't say too much. Instead of coming out and outright lie, when you had a field day with telling everybody how Dr. Rowley was lying, it just not making sense. We need to look for professionals. It's always square pegs in wrong holes right through. Don't care what you do in this place. It cannot be that we cannot find professionals to do a better job than many of the MPs, right, who shortchanging their constituency by having the responsibility of being a minister and even probably not doing a efficient job in the ministry that you're running.
Colin, that is the reason why I use the word kakistocracy. When you hang up and you look up that word, it describes exactly what you're saying there. Exactly what you say.
Yeah, he's not the first person I heard that word from. He said have a video on the media describing the government as just that. So I love to our listening, gentlemen, but poor batting, poor bowling.
Thank you, caller. So call us. The number to call is 342-0081-4665-391 and rate this innings. Rate this innings. Very good. 10, 7 hopeful. 5 so-so, kinda. 3 it shaky. And 0 it poor. Call it as it is. You're in the pavilion. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stephen. I think it's Stephen Day and it's a song like Stephen.
And Ronaldo. Ronaldo and Stephen.
All right, okay, good afternoon, and good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Good afternoon, God. And I come in a little late. I just come in about 5 or 10 minutes within Dr. West was now coming up and then Chris come on. So I get just or something or just talking to that. Because according to Chris, is I keep on saying that since before the election, two of the same coin. And when it come down to it, now all you're talking something there and representatives. I want to go into that word because I've been saying it all the time, why representatives should be ministers of ministries. And it's all coming down to asking this question. When we say a representative of us, so okay, they're supposed to be representing us. But if they're representing us, who they're going towards to able to say that it is an organization or organizations that we elect them to go there to represent us. So it's not the ministry we talking as being the go there. But we're looking to find out who is those that is up there. And if we want to say the 1%, then the two parties are 1%. But what is that legislation group, that judge group, that communication group, that group that holds the authority of politics not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but across the world? Take, for instance, the power that Trump have over all of it. Who is those representatives we have down here? Are they really ministers or are they really there are they there to represent us in our constituencies? Because they will be put them from And there's where they should come to us now to give whatever and so forth, and able to take from the councillors and go to Parliament with the whatever the councillors, where is the councillors in this whole matter? To able to deal with the matters in Parliament of what the councillors bring for them. So we still in trying to go to representatives and leaving out the councillors. What we paying the councillors, even the money very small. What we paying the councillors for? They're out of the whole square of conversation. What are they doing there, representing or not? What are those councillors doing there? I hardly just see a councillor, but I hardly just hear about a councillor, except for the local government election, but we keep on talking about the representative. The representative ain't getting no information from no councillor then. And we ain't getting back none from the councillor of what the representative. So we go straight up to the representative. About the representative have a square peg in a round hole. Because the truth of the matter is that representative not supposed to be a minister. We're supposed to hire a minister. I don't even see that the appointment, because that appointment is a slave word. The appointment is still to put across there, and you come back to the same square peg in wrong hole, putting people who we didn't vote for, but they're up there by the representative making link with ministers, and now we have ministers and representatives as appointees to ministry. I tired of these things. I tired saying, I reached the point where we as a people supposed to form an organization so that we could put at least 12 people in the parliament. Look at what's that early already for the next election. But I'm trying not to say it because sometimes we talk and we go, so we're waiting until June. Look how much problem we get in until June. So all you are listening and I'm taking notes and I comment to all you at every moment in time when I have to and when I seem to have the privilege to. For the long run, I can't be every minute talking the same thing and hearing people not going in no direction or watching the foreign policy situation with Trump and them. So all you think about what I say now, and I will come in next time to provoke the mind.
Thank you, caller. I don't think he didn't read the innings. Maybe he didn't hear, the premise of the discussion.
But
so
he say where are the councillors? The councillors, you can't discount the fact that the councillors are a derivative of the whole governance structure.
Yeah.
So if the councillors are also a critical element in the government infrastructure in terms of leadership.
Yes.
Right? And who has a responsibility to do certain things or to create certain pathways in society for people to live comfortably. And the councillors are so they are a derivative of the whole governance structure. And they play a significant role too. So they had to take a certain amount of blame, although they depend heavily on local government to give them the kind of resources to be able to do so.
So call us on 342-0081 466-5391. I just missed a call. You can call back and tell us how you rate this innings. That's your view. Tell us how you rate the innings. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, Mr. Loketa again. All right, I didn't do that the last time, but I will give them a 7.5. Right? And one of the things that they'll get that extra mark for is in terms of effort, because they did not get a good supporting group in terms of the hierarchy, like the PS and maybe some technical officers. Years ago in the 70s, Trinidad used to have a very good crop of public of PSs. And now, if you have people know who is the head of the public service, they do not know. Right? So these people, the support staff is not of a high standard. And maybe it's all that is affecting implementation and all the activities, like, for example, licensing office. I do not know what is happening there. I'm sure there's a PS in that ministry. Now, the irony of that, the position of Transport Commissioner, only last year, I think, came under the purview of the Salary Review Commission. It was a normal public service job in terms of compensation all the time. So we have to look at all those issues, and maybe we have to look at importing some quality people to work here, like in that licensing office, and see what could be done, and other places where the structure is weak, and a lot of training has to be done. In the IMF, they lose correct with that. Anywhere they find you faltering, they're requesting and they're insisting that you train people. Right? Succession planning in that licensing office, I do not know, because as far as it is said that the current transport commissioner didn't come to the system. He came through some contract job and ended up as transport commissioner. That is what it was said. I do not know. Right? And we have to look at all these issues. Another thing is this issue of the different increases in the fees and fines. Right? Normally, what should be done? A first-year political student will tell you that whenever you have controversies in the public domain, right? You let it go in debate. Let people debate it and you monitor, and then you formulate a policy. But I think what was done this time wrong, they made a mistake, and they did the policy first, and then trying to get feedback from the public. And any first-year political student will show you that is not a correct way. So it seems that there will have to be, or someone was recruited, whoever, some political academic knowledge, what they call the KSAs, knowledge, skills, and abilities in politics, to assist the government in those kind of simple issues, because you cannot walk back for front. The team will collapse, right? You cannot put a number 11 batsman to open the innings. And apparently
Royal Castle pick of the day.
Hello?
We will be taking a break shortly for the Royal Castle Soca pick of the day, right? So we'll come back
no problem.
Shortly.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Road March energy? Check. Royal Castle flavor? Double check. Let's dive into the Royal Castle Road March song of the day on the Street 919 FM.
When the carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we head into the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the carnival.
Make me feel a kind of way. The way the soccer play make me feel a kind of way. I want to spend my life living in this kind of way. Feel a kind of way, yeah. Feel a kind of way. One glass in my hand, two girls in me have it done. One rag in my hand, two flasks in my pocket of it go. One glass in my hand, vex money if I end up lost. One rag in my hand. Pocket up, go, Sometimes I can't explain this feeling. Night and morning, sometimes I can't explain this feeling. It got me jumping, sometimes I can't explain this feeling. Night and morning, sometimes I can't explain this feeling. Tell them it's a kid of me eye. You ever see a big man cry? I'm a bit tell them so careful life. A bit tell them so careful life. I through the hurt, I through the strife. I tell them every single time. So careful life, but we tell them so careful life. The way the music play make me feel a kind of way. The way the soccer play make me feel a kind of way. I want to spend my life living in this kind of way. Feel a kind of way, yeah. Feel a kind of way. Sometimes I can't explain this feeling. Night and morning, sometimes I can't explain this feeling. It got me jumping, sometimes I can't. Sometimes
That was the Royal Castle Road March Song of the Day on the Street 919 FM.
When the carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we heading to the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the carnival.
That was a nice song.
So we're back, and we continue to take your calls, your opinions, however you justify it, however you see it, however you call it. You're in the pavilion, you're watching a match, you may not like what you see, you may not understand all that you see.
Let's hear your ratings.
Let's hear your ratings. How do you rate this innings? Is it 10, 7, very hopeful? 7 still gives us hope. 5, you're borderline. You're not optimistic, but you're not pessimistic at the same time. 3, well, you're downright shaky. It's shaky. It ain't looking good. It's not looking good.
We hear any 3 yet?
Not by our callers.
Okay.
We hear a call for abandoned match.
We hear 5.
We hear 5. We hear 7.
We hear 2 7.
We hear 2 7s. And it's how the callers see it, eh? It's where you are at in life and what affects you and how it affects you. It is not about us, the umpires, nor is it a prediction. We don't have fortune cookies here. We're not predicting anything here. Nor we are out to lambaste anyone. You are in the pavilion. You in the kitchen. You feeling the heat. You call it how you see it. Good? Maybe you having a jolly old good frolicking time, then say so.
But we here to show you, or to guide you, or to show you what could be done and how we could solve this problem in whatever way, critically analyzing the whole game.
Good afternoon, caller.
Yes, and a pleasant good afternoon to the 91.9 FM.
Yes.
And to the third fire.
Yes.
And Happy New Year to you all.
Yes.
And this is the first time I'm calling in for the year.
Yes.
Nice.
So I'm listening to the program, and well, I'm not too sure of what the ratings you are talking about. Whether it is within licensing, the licensing department.
No, we're talking about generally, the government in generally.
We're talking in general.
General terms, as from the time.
About the government in general.
Yes, from the time they've been elected to now.
Oh, right.
How do you rate their batting performance?
Right. Well, I know on board right now. I will give them a 2.
Go ahead.
Right? Let me tell you why.
Yes.
Because they accuse the last administration of raising taxes on the population. Right? There are videos circulating that everybody can see. Like officers, police officers, prison officers, all the protecting services, the public, that this goodly lady told us that she will never raise traffic tickets. She will lower the prices of traffic tickets across the board. Right? And now she told in her interview the other day that she never said that. Right? So I will give them a 2. Because I find these license officers and these police officers to not work with these kinds of traffic, the elevation and these prices of these tickets. I mean, driving a car without insurance, that is a big deal. That is a big deal. But you can't give somebody $10,000
That is craziness, right? And on top of that too, while she said, while in opposition, she would lower these prices. So now you come and tell us now that you raise the prices and from January 1st, just like that. You're looking bad. Totally bad. So I rate them at 2, right? Because that was very disruptive. And for our law enforcement to work with that kind of thing and that kind of behavior from a prime minister, nah. Right, so I thank you all very much for allowing me this contribution.
No problem.
But that is totally a whole mess. Nothing. The lucky I ain't go down to 0, you know. But I'll get them at 2. Thank you very much.
Okay, caller. So, you see, people experience this much differently. He centered his ratings based on this particular issue. And it goes to show you how bread and butter issues affect people. Apart from all the illustrious things you might do.
I remember I was on sitting down in this very station a couple of weeks before the elections with a minister, a man who is now a minister. And we were talking about bread and butter issues, and we were talking about how the things the PNM was doing was affecting the people. And why bread and butter issues is what people is going to vote on. So I am almost sure, as just piggybacking on what I would have said yesterday, I am almost sure that the people voted on bread and butter issues. And now the same issues it coming back to haunt this administration, and that's a serious thing.
Serious. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Brunello and Mackerson. Politicians, just come and see all the kind of thing and flip themselves. Because we vote out our last regime for oppressing poor people with high taxes. The Honorable Prime Minister now says she will lower taxes. And watch, you get at it like a thief in the night. When they put all that burden on poor people, it's poor people who spend the money, poor people that go there, and the economy will be floating. Any rich man will go there and spend the money. Who will feel the pain? The poor man like me and you, with heavy taxes. The politicians, I don't know them, but I was singing for this political party, and the blowing black smoke in my face, I come out and begging for opportunities and betterment, victimizing me. The rest, I mean, I vector in this game and different party and different.
So, what rating you giving this team? What rating you giving this team? What number out of 10? Or you give what you rating this team?
Square peg 0 more, I give them a 1.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a 1 and a 2. And it just says, for whatever reason, and sometimes we try to rationalize people's unhappiness, huh? If the people are unhappy, they're unhappy. You know, what might affect you might not affect me. And other people could afford a certain type of luxury, a certain type of lifestyle. But having gone through this for 9 years, this feeling, according to what the callers are saying, it is too familiar. It's too close. We just went through that, you know. It come like you're fooling me, man. You understand how they would feel. And with no rest, no respite, no break in between. Because your argument about the former, you made allegations that the former regime was oppressive and etc. Well, this ain't feeling too sweet, you know. This not feeling too sweet. And those are very daily, common complaints. The demerit points, senior, still gave you an opportunity to pay a little bit of money, well, it was plenty for the points, and lose points. Now that money is the threshold, who have money have, and who don't have to face jail. So the people now.
I didn't even know it had jail in it, but
so
the
people
thing
will, well, you can't have all them fines out. The summons like jail term.
Yeah.
You cannot pay the fines. That's why you have a officer that's come and look for you.
Yeah. But the thing is, well, I know the Prime Minister, sensitive as she is.
Yes.
She did say that she's going back to the Parliament to make some adjustments to how this thing is done, right? So now if a police stop you and you have a bad tire, they will give you probably a few days, 3 or 4 days or 5 days to solve the problem and come back on the road. So I don't know if that will help in some way.
Yeah.
But even that, you see, the thing is, I think we're missing the pity, the big pity. It's not so much the fines and all them things for me, you know. It's the infrastructure. What causing all these problems that you can't take? The road, right? Well, fix that. What causing the problem with people not being able to do certain things and solve certain problems with the car and administratively? Licensing authority.
Yes.
Right? So, if you're saying that you're not allowing me to do this, but you're finding me, what we're saying is, brother, what we need to do in this country is to just critically think through this thing, put the right kind of infrastructure in place, put the right kind of systems in place to make things easy for people to do business and to solve these problems. And then, when you're not doing that with all that accessibility, then you could give me rest fine on me. If you ain't doing that, sorry, you can't do that.
And that has been my complaint.
Because I agree that we lawless. I agree that people dying on the road. You know, bad things happen, right? And without proper enforcement and without proper laws and regulation and things, worse things will happen.
But
right?
the lawlessness, and this has been my contention, does not start with road and traffic.
Correct.
It starts with one man being able to recuse himself how many times from a deal. It starts with one man being able to give to himself contracts. It starts with all the corruption that that's where the lawlessness starts. You start at the bottom of the table. You start at the bottom. You start where it's a social class and an economic thing. That's where you start with the lawlessness. Yet you and I were here in the program and we went through several cases that failed, and that was millions of dollars, and there has been no addressing of that situation.
Correct.
And that has serious implications for the individuals, those who've been accused of these crimes. That has serious implications for the families. One of the cases was a double murder. And the people walk free.
Man, yeah, you walk free.
You understand? So, if you're going to curb lawlessness, why not sharpen the pencil on both ends? Good?
And to do that, the other thing
To think, it requires thought.
It requires thought.
Because the policies you have now
outside the box. It requires coming out of Trinidad. Looking at systems, finding out where they get the systems, how they were able to solve those problems, accessing those things, probably at a cheaper rate, and introducing it here.
It requires you to
fix
look in the mirror and fix you first before you fix people. Fix the state apparatus. Fix the state delivery
Somebody
machine.
was making a comment yesterday. When you look at the very car they come in to charge you with, it had one light. it bang up all kind of thing.
And Mr. Jack Warner asks, I saw in an article, if these things will apply to state vehicles too.
And those are the questions to me that will occupy the minds of the people who thinking. You understand?
Yes.
Because you can't be coming to me now wearing a seatbelt on your cell phone and in a car with one park light or with one stop light and to tell me that you're giving me a ticket for that.
The state has to lead. The state has to lead. The state has the responsibility to lead first. Provide avenues for there not to be crowds of people in front of licensing. Provide avenue.
A friend of mine tell me she passed by licensing office in Caroni this morning around 4 o'clock. And that crowd, licensing office open about 8.
And actually we can eat a full normal.
Yeah, normal, and taking the lunch normal too, because lunchtime they just close on
so
lunchtime.
You're not even offering overtime incentives.
I tell you, I went.
The workers.
I tell you, I went to transfer a vehicle transfer about 2 years ago, and I stayed there the whole day from morning early. I reached early in the morning, as a matter of fact.
So, Mr. Madison, if you were a daily paid worker, what would be your condition?
I telling you. What's your problem?
What you telling the boss? I was in licensing. The boss gave 2 hours or 3 hours blind.
But I stay whole day.
Whole day. So we under 30 seconds, Mr. Madison, close us off.
Well, the thing is, this discussion that we are having here will be a discussion that is relevant to the society. It's a discussion that will continue to be relevant. And clearly, the government needs to start thinking. What's happening here is not normal in a society where we just vote out a government for almost the same thing. Certainly we'll want to continue along the same line, and the next day we come back here on Monday.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Postman again. Hey. Ticket book already, hotel book already, rental reserve already, pocket full of money, enough y'all inside the army, are ready to party. Hey, this is Carnival rising. Carnival time is so special to me. Plenty fetting, good vibes and high energy. I love the sexy freedom. The women display, it's the vacation experience with fetting every day. Ocean view, balancing with my crew, pumping like a superstar with no work to do. No problem, I study it, no negativity. Jumping with me, this one for my army, me and my soca army. This one for the hot gal then, who independent and love the carnival vibes. Yeah. I don't want no bad vibes, all I want is good vibes. It's plenty drinking when I line in. Please don't bother me when you see me whining, and if you see me drink.